Now that we've gone over all the products, let's review a few important tips that you'll need to know on the back line.
Teamwork. One easy way to deliver food fast and accurately to our customers is by working together. So when you're working the back line with someone else, always look for ways to work together.
You can do things like help pull down sandwich wraps, toast buns, or even help wrap sandwiches for large orders.
Organization. It's your job to make sure that your station is fully stocked with buns, freshly prepared ingredients, and enough paper goods to get through the service period. Quality and appearance. While the Sandwich Training Board is there to help you build the perfect Arby's sandwich, we'll be relying on you to make it happen. Aside from making sure that the product quality is top-notch, you'll need to be certain to wrap every sandwich with care so that it not only tastes great, but looks great too when the customer receives it. I think Sauce Boss has something he'd like to say. Sauce Boss?
My best advice to you is to make sure that you always prepare the kind of food that you would be proud to serve your best friend. Next, always make sure that you're keeping the products at the right temperatures. Remember, hot food's hot and cold food's cold? So what that means on the back line is to make sure that the products in the cold wells and coolers are stored properly. And for sandwiches that need to be heated, be sure to heat the product for the right amount of time by following the heat times on the microwave chart. Because you'll be working with many different kinds of breads, it will be important that you pay close attention during your hands-on training session as to how the breads are prepared. Now, when you begin learning how to make the sandwiches, you'll be able to refer to the Sandwich Training Board. Now, I personally think that the training board was the greatest invention ever made. I mean, the board literally tells you what goes on every sandwich. Take the Market Fresh Turkey Ranch and Bacon, for example. Just by looking at the card, you know that you need 2 pieces of Market Fresh bread, a 3.5-ounce portion of freshly sliced turkey, and several other fresh ingredients. Easy, huh? Want to give it a try?
Now you'll get to use a build card to build your own Arby's sandwich. Click next to continue.
When using the slicer, there are several important safety procedures that you must follow. Always adjust the gauge plate to 0 or closed before loading or unloading a roast. Make sure the carriage is in the home position. Engage and use the meat grip to help progress the roast. Never push the roast toward the blade with your fingers or hand. Wait for the sliced beef to fall onto the receiving tray before removing it to portion, weigh, and serve. Never leave the slicer running and unattended. Tell your manager right away if the slicer requires maintenance. Here are some examples to look for when operating the slicer. The carriage not coming back to home position when pausing. Noises that sound like metal on metal. A dull knife, or gauge plates that need to be adjusted. In addition, if you see any broken or missing parts, be sure and let your manager know immediately. And never operate the slicer if the top knife cover is missing. The slicer safety poster will help you to remember these important safety procedures. Click Next to continue.
Every product or ingredient we serve has an expiration date. These dates vary depending on the item. Some products can be prepared in advance, such as salads, while other items are MWO, which means made when ordered. There are 3 options for identifying hold times. Any item made ahead of time may have a use by label on it, clearly defining the expiration date. Fried items may be monitored using a timer. Any items not sold by the time the timer sounds should be discarded into the waste bucket.
And last, there is the numbering system. The L-shaped number can be used to mark when pre-made food items will expire. For example, if a classic roast beef sandwich has a 10-minute hold time and it is made at 1:05 p.m., it will expire at 1:15 p.m. In this example, you would use an L-shaped 3 to mark the expiration. Why a 3? Well, because when the minute hand on the clock gets to 3 or 15 after, it is time to discard that sandwich. As with everything you do, you should always practice first in, first out, and be aware of the product rotation system in your restaurant. If you are unclear about hold times or product rotation, refer to your build cards and talk to your team trainer for help.
So we've talked a lot about speed of service and getting items to the customer quickly. More important than speed to our customers is quality. Because you are the person responsible for putting together the food orders, you are the one who makes the final call regarding the product quality. If forced to make a choice between serving cold fries to meet the service goal and waiting for hot, fresh fries, you should choose the hot, fresh option every time.
Click Next to continue. Let's review some of the equipment for which you are responsible and the required temperature for each. The walk-in cooler must maintain a temperature of 34 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit at all times. Freezers should maintain a temperature of 0 degrees Fahrenheit, plus or minus 10 degrees. Ensure that fryers keep a temperature of 350 degrees Fahrenheit and maintain the fryer filter pan. It will be your responsibility to ensure that waste buckets and trash cans are clean and correctly placed. To help with safety first tasks, you may also be asked to make sure the compartment sink is cleaned and the towels have been set up for the day.
While you are opening, here are several energy-saving tips that we'll need your help with. Follow the equipment turn-on-off schedule. Do not prop doors open. Keep them closed between use. Keep fans and vents clear of debris and equipment when stocking coolers. Only use the amount of water needed for preparation. Do not let water run between tasks. Only use hot water when required. Break down cardboard boxes so they lay flat. Stack boxes neatly in the cardboard recycling container if available. Do not throw trash in cardboard or other recycling containers.
Click Next to continue.